The NFL, not a lot of teams have that. And if they do, they're not also serving as quasi-owner, because president of the Green Bay Packers means that you are essentially serving as the proxy, as owner for the Green Bay Packers during your time as president. For other teams, if you're president of football operations, there could be a president of football operations, president of business operations. And honestly, it feels like Mark Murphy should maybe be president of football operations, or excuse me, business operations instead of football operations, because every time he opens his mouth, it sounds like Green Bay to me. And Green Bay is
Green Bay to me.
$1 billion. The Packers are $1 billion franchise, a flagship franchise for the NFL, one of the most prestigious franchises in the NFL. And they got this doofus talking.
He's a complicated fella.
Talking to people at these events like he's running for village board.
Well, you know how the president's got like a person that goes to all the news stuff every single day, like the
press secretary.
The press secretary. The Packers need a press secretary that just fields all this stuff.
Where was Mark Murphy? He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Blue, you know what to do. That's much. Coors Light, my friend.
Alex, where was that audio from? Was it another high school basketball game? Or
not quite as funny as that, Jim, but it is funny. It was at the
Lions
Summit,
Club,
the Tech Summit that took place at Lambeau Field yesterday.
I mean, when is he going to announce the trade at the local Lions Club or local VA in Green Bay?
Well, I mean, he went to the Lions Club. Isn't that how the Packers got their start?
Right,
like selling shares.
Maybe
the guys at the local Lions Club.
When they're a startup, that's nice. You're $1 billion flagship franchise of the NFL, the most important league in the world. I just don't understand how the Packers have a guy in Mark Murphy running a team that is essentially best equipped as far as handling the media to run for village board. I mean, that is honestly, every time he speaks, I think I'm listening to NPR coverage of the school board debate in Oregon, Wisconsin.
It's really funny you say that. I watched a school board meeting last night.
You were sick yesterday. Were you in some sort of haze? Were you robo-tripping? What was going on?
There was more of a reason to it, but we're not going to get into that on the radio. But I was watching a school board meeting, and it really felt like Mark Murphy belonged there.
Yeah.
Like, you're spot on with this analogy. It's unbelievable. I've been running now for the last 3 weeks the hashtag Muzzle Murphy campaign.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's starting to work, as he was, quote unquote, sworn to secrecy when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. This guy is the biggest doofus in the world.
What is the movie where he's like, shut your face, I hate you? That's basically what Goody has been saying to Mark Murphy every time. It's just in Mark Murphy's ear. I hate you. Shut your face. Stop talking. I mean, it really feels like they just let Grandpa loose. Like he's just, Matt, you're an ageist. It just seems like Grandpa's just spouting off talks at the local VA, firing off hot takes, forgetting he's running the Green Bay.
Well, it's just funny. He gave us more information at the girls' basketball game, and then it's almost like he was scolded. And Grandpa, you can't say that kind of stuff. And that's why he was like, well, I can't really get into this.
Yes, that's basically Goody to Mark Murphy every time Murphy comes back into the offices at Lambeau Field. Because you're right, Mark Murphy, play the audio again from the latest audio we have.
But Goody yelled at me, and I'm not allowed to say anything anymore.
But if you listen to that, he wants to tell us so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's like his little secret.
He's almost literally biting his tongue. Like the last, I want to tell you that we're trading him, or we're holding him out on spite. That's what runs in Goody's nightmares as he sleeps. He just hears that over and over again. And Packer fans, because if you're inclined to side with Aaron Rodgers, that's the laugh of the devil that made Aaron Rodgers leave the New York Jets right there.
Well, leave the Packers
Or the
for
Packers
the New
for the
York
Jets,
Jets.
yeah. Give me an impersonate. Come on, give me the laugh. All right.
So
man.
fake.
It was.
God.
It was, but
He
Jim's
wants
right.
to tell us
Yeah.
so bad.
He does.
He definitely got scolded, and that's why he had to say what he
But,
did.
you know, I actually think an underrated part of this clip is the fact he doesn't know the term sworn to secrecy. Like, listen to him try to spit this out. I'm under sworn secrecy.
He laughed right there.
See, the under makes me think of the under part makes me think of Breakfast Club. He's like, you're under double secret probation.
Right.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. That's what Goody said to him.
Well, maybe it's Goody, but maybe as I look at the executive committee here, I wonder who does tell him you mess with the bull, you get the horns. I don't know who it is, but
Mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Was that your Mark Murphy laugh? Or was that a real laugh?
you.
Oh, I think
Talking
he's
to
looking
you.
at
He's
you.
No, I'm
looking
looking
at
at you.
you. Looking directly at you, Matt.
Matt Hamilton, talking to you.
Oh no, I don't know. That was my real laugh, I think.
Wait,
Me and
are you the Scooby-Doo situation?
Yeah.
They're going to pull your mask off? It's
Surprise!
me.
We traded him.
Mark Murphy is stuck on the show to tell us that he has been traded. But
Still waiting though.
waiting. We're not going to wait any longer. What Liney's are you drinking today?
Oh man, it is getting warm. Feeling like spring is getting here. And I am definitely drinking a Kugel Summer Shandy. You can't beat the crisp, refreshing flavor of a summer shandy. A little bit of hint of lemon in there. They've got the grapefruit now. All sorts of great flavors of summer shandy. Kugels, they've been making beer for over 155 years here in Wisconsin. They brought their German-inspired brewing traditions here to their new homeland, and now they provide us with some of the most delicious beer Wisconsin has to offer, from flavors like the Drink Wisconsinably to the Snowshoe Porter to the Kolsch. They're all fantastic, and you can get them wherever you get delicious beers. And remember, you got to be 21 years or older to enjoy.
It is Tuesday, and we're going to get to Gold Medal Tuesday in a second, but I would like to point out, because St. Patrick's Day was Friday, that the open of this Gold Medal Tuesday is inspired by the greatest St. Patrick's Day story ever, and you can look it up online, but just look up on YouTube, Give Me the Gold, and you'll find a story about a leprechaun in a urban area in Alabama and how the community there was trying to find the leprechaun, and that's where Give Me the Gold comes from. It's Gold Medal Tuesday.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All you gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say
Yeah!
Raise the flag, start the anthem. It's time to recognize the best of the best. Leinenkugels presents Gold Medal Tuesday with Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton. Leinenkugels, flavor the moment.
It is Gold Medal Tuesday, where Matt Hamilton is going to tell us his favorite thing from the last weekend and his least favorite thing from this last weekend. Matt, go ahead.
So I'm going to start with the honorable mention because I love me some me. It's going to me. I was a part of a charity event up in Duluth that helps provide food for less fortunate people in northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. And by less fortunate people, I mean students, kids who don't have food to eat on the weekends. I was a part of a charity event called House of Hearts that donated to a project called Project Joy, where they give food to kids that they can take home on weekends because they're not guaranteed a meal on weekends like they are when they go to school. So we raised $115,000 for that charity, and that feels pretty good. But it was dwarfed in comparison to the Wisconsin women's hockey team taking down the national championship 7 times in 15 years. Crazy. I can't even like begin to talk about dynasty. We talk about the Badgers a lot and the football team and even the basketball team. We're talking full-blown dynasty here in Wisconsin women's hockey. It does not get enough love. That is why the women's hockey team gets my gold medal on Gold Medal Tuesday.
Congratulations to them. Obviously, well-earned love for the Wisconsin women's hockey team. Matt, what is your DFL?
Well, the DFL, I like to pinpoint sometimes and really put it on one team or one person, but this time it's way bigger. It is Big Ten basketball.
The Big NIT.
Other than Michigan State, the Big Ten has been a total letdown here in March for these tournament. I mean, the Badgers are moving on, but they're in the losers bracket. So you got a bunch of teams that didn't even make the losers bracket. And then you have all the teams that did make the big dance and kind of peed their pants, if I put it lightly. So Big Ten basketball, I don't know what you need to do, but we gotta get farther. We need more teams in the Sweet 16 at the very least.
Yeah, Alex, you were gone yesterday, but I have coined the Big Ten this season is the Big NIT because everyone in the Big Ten is either playing in the NIT or has gone fishing, to borrow the term from TNT, for the NBA playoffs. Just Michigan State's left, and I'm rooting for
the Badgers.
No. We're talking about they would be the Big NIT. Nobody cares. It's a good job for them.
I care.
Fine.
If they win, though, like Jim was making a good point, like there's not a whole ton of pride that you can put in winning the NIT.
I totally disagree with that.
That's fine. You can disagree. It doesn't make it
It's
factual.
more of a great practice. It's more of a great way for them to have 5 more games to gel.
Right, but
that's the win.
Yeah.
Not actually winning it, getting to play those games and having an opportunity to go into the season with a little bit more reps than a lot of other teams. That's the win, not actually winning the NIT.
Yeah, if they get there, it's a win because they've maximized the amount of practice.
Well, right.
They should not hang the NIT banner if they want it.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Like it's
that's what we're getting at.
Here's our thought on the NIT. I think Matt and I've come to the same. It's good that they're playing in it.
Yep.
But they should be like a dog with their tail between the legs, knowing that they did something wrong because they are a better program than this. So play the games. God knows you need to play these games.
Correct.
And you can do all that. But none of us have to really give a crap because it is a auxiliary tournament. And by that point, 10,000 people showed up the other day. I don't think they could have filled the Kohl Center over the last 2 games of the NIT.
10,000 people. That's pretty good for an NIT game.
Fine.
But secondly, counterpoint. Well, I agree.
There's no counterpoint. They're not in the big dance.
I'm curious what Stroh's brain is put together
like
here.
The junior prom.
I agree.
They're at the old people's home dancing with the folks just to give them some activity.
Well,
they're not in the big dance.
That's just rude.
They're not in the big dance.
No, not right now. They're not. I agree with everything you've said, Jim.
Okay.
But my point back to you would be, we went through this exercise the other week. 10 of last year's 32 NIT teams made the tournament this year.
And if they make the tournament next year, then
right.
Again, I'm not saying it doesn't matter for them to
and
play.
Also, hey, I have a bone to pick with you about something you mentioned yesterday.
But pause. I'm not saying it's not good for them as a team to play in a tournament. I'm saying it's not good for any of us to acknowledge or you don't want to reward bad behavior. They had a bad season.
You reward bad behavior, though, Jim.
Well, no.
You said yesterday, Shaka Smart is a better basketball coach than Greg Gard.
Yes, absolutely.
What evidence do you have that
he has coached his team to the Final Four?
Yes, 15 years ago.
I don't
and just
care.
like you do with the Green Bay
Packers,
Packers, you move the goalpost, right? So the Packers Super Bowl doesn't matter. You wipe that off all the time. Why does Shaka's Final Four from 13 years ago matter? He's 1-6 in his last 7 tournament games.
He's lifted Marquette up. Greg
1-6
Greg
in his last 7
was
tournament
handed
games.
a Cadillac and has turned it into a Saturn.
4-4 in his last 8.
Look,
Shaka's 1-6.
I'm not having this debate. It's over. Shaka Smart is a better coach than Greg Gard. I would take him as a head coach of the Badgers today, tomorrow, and every other day after that.
It's incorrect. Do I think he's a good college basketball coach? Yes, I do.
It's fine. That's your opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's a fact. He's 1-6 in his last 7 tournament games.
It's not factual.
His only win is against the 15th seed by the name of Vermont.
Do you feel better?
No, I think
you're wrong, but you can spout off your wrong opinions all you want.
I was struggling yesterday as I laid in bed. I watched you guys on TV yesterday. It was very odd. And when I heard you say that, what are we doing here?
Shaka Smart, Tony Bennett, I'm sorry. They've done more when it matters than Greg Gard. That's the fact.
And to do it with a school like Marquette, where your recruiting's not going to be nearly what the Badgers is.
That's inaccurate.
But no, he has built that program. Greg Gard was handed a program that was always finishing in the top 4 in the Big Ten.
Marquette's a basketball school. They
but
put all their finances into men's basketball.
That team was struggling when Shaka got there. He changed the culture immediately and has got them to be a different program. Now he starts getting his own players. So Shaka has built up 2 programs in VCU and is rebuilding Marquette. Greg Gard was handed a premier program and has brought them down a level. The program for Wisconsin has gone down under Greg Gard, and Shaka Smart has lifted VCU up and has lifted Marquette up.
What happened at Texas?
Fine. He was fine at Texas. He just didn't lift them up. He was fine. He basically did at Texas what Greg Gard seems to be allowed to do into perpetuity here at Wisconsin if fans like you have their way, which is just keep the status quo.
It's not keeping the status quo.
You're right. It's less. Greg Gard has been lesser here.
He took over a program that made 4 straight Sweet 16s, Jim. That's not a sustainable thing, right? Like Kansas doesn't even do that. Kentucky doesn't do that. Duke doesn't do that.
Can we make one?
I'm not disagreeing with your frustration. I agree. I think it's fair.
Right.
But to sit here and say that Shaka Smart is a better basketball coach than Greg Gard is inaccurate.
You're wrong. You're just playing to the crowd right now because we're in Madison.
I fully believe everything I'm saying.
That's fine. You can believe it. I'm going to own that Shaka Smart is a better coach, and Wisconsin would be better off if they could hire Shaka Smart. You know what's not happening? Shaka Smart ain't coming here. No matter what Wisconsin want to pay him, he doesn't want this job because Marquette's a better job now.
It's not open. So
I wish it was. I wish that if Chris McIntosh could pay Shaka Smart or Tony Bennett the amount of money it would take if there was a dollar amount to bring them in tomorrow, you do that.
So you want I guess Virginia, you have an argument because they did win the national championship a few years ago. But otherwise, he's been disappointed.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Well, that's fair. I agree. Tony Bennett.
Don't other than that mean that.
Well,
crap.
Tony Bennett is a different conversation than Shaka Smart. Shaka Smart had one unbelievable Cinderella run 15 years ago, and he's still riding that wave.
No, he's just turned around Marquette.
Do we want to do a blind resume? Because the Badgers' resume under Gard would be better than Marquette.
Gard was handed a premier program.
Yes, and Shaka's he won 3 regular season titles.
And Shaka's been at Marquette for 2 years.
Yes, and just because he won 1 regular season title, 1 conference tournament, you're automatically calling him a better coach.
In 2 years.
Great. And Gard won 3 and 4 in the last 4.
Look, I think if you pulled this nationally, you'd have a hard time people picking Greg Gard over Shaka Smart nationally.
I think you're probably right, but I don't think it's correct.
Well, I think maybe you're just being a little bit of a homer.
That's possible, but the stat I just threw at you can't debate. Shaka's 1-6.
That's fine.
In his last 7 tournament games. You said last week, in fact, you said yesterday, tournament wins matter.
They do.
And Shaka hasn't gotten any since 2010.
Look, this is life. You know what happens? Matt Hamilton gets to prop up his Super Bowl, and I still have to say, you're right, you got it. And Shaka Smart can prop up his Final Four, and you still have to say, you're right, he got there.
But you don't prop up the Super Bowl, Jim. You always say, why isn't there more?
Because he is playing with Aaron Rodgers. Shaka Smart is coaching kids that go in and out every year. If you can't see the difference, Alex Stroh, I can't help you. You are having a purposely disingenuous argument. When you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, and you win 1 Super Bowl, it is not the same of coaching VCU and not getting to more tournaments. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about X Golf Madison, and the most important thing that you need to know is that X Golf Madison is for everyone. I golf there. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a new golfer, or in between like me, X Golf Madison is going to be fun for you. They have a full bar, excellent service, great food, and the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world. You can play one of their 50 courses available, take lessons from a PGA pro, hit the driving range, or even join a league. Stop by their East Madison or Middleton location today, or visit them online at xgolfwisconsin.com.
What do you mean he went searching for fresher powder? We have full classes today.
Instructor down at Vesper Ski School.
Toward each other to snowplow, honey, not away.
She needs more ski instructors to slalom through the day-to-day.
Pizza, fries. Whoa, Braley, no, pizza.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Sarah wants a yard. My own little paradise. Brad, however, hates yard work.
The only thing I hate more than cutting the grass is paying someone to cut the grass.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Sarah and Brad found a great home with a yard. A very, very small yard.
Time to get it done. And I'm done.
Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Whether it's football or basketball season, Tanner's Bar and Grill in Middleton is the place to be, and they've now relocated to a brand new location right across the street from Costco. You'll experience the same great everything from burgers to wings and cold brew. Tanner's is sure to satisfy your cravings and provide the best atmosphere for all of the big games. Tanner's Bar and Grill in Middleton offers things for the family too, with a full arcade for the kiddos. Visit Tanner's today, located in their brand new location right across from Costco in Middleton.
This is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. During your next visit to Milwaukee, St. Kate is the ideal destination for any stay. Recognized as one of Milwaukee's most esteemed hotels, St. Kate offers a modern luxury experience with an artful twist. With a prime location downtown in Milwaukee's Theater District, St. Kate serves as a creative hub for the city, where every aspect of the hotel is inspired by music, painting, sculpture, and design. It's a place to discover, remember, and connect. Learn more and book your next stay by visiting stkatearts.com.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by X Golf in Madison and Middleton.
I'm not having any fun. I'm not feeling so alone. Every voice is like a low. Dead gunshots fired and the words get spun like a web. I'm not having any fun. I'm not having any fun.
At Canopy Wealth Management, they take the time to truly get to know and understand the dynamics of your values, goals, and plans for your family. No family fits a generic mold, and neither should your financial plan. At Canopy, their clients' financial goals are something they're constantly striving to help you reach maximum potential, which is why they work solely in your best interest. You define your goals, and they work towards making them happen with comprehensive financial planning. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. Should we pull it? Alex Strofe, who's a better coach, Shaka Smart or Greg Gard? Shaka Smart, who has won 320 games in college basketball. And since you love the NIT, he won the NIT title. He's 5-0 in the NIT and 5-0 in the CBI. So he has a CBI, NIT, and an NCAA Final Four.
Jim, Greg Gard's teams have never been bad enough to be in the CBI.
I
thought nobody cares about this tournament.
Nobody does. I'm just making fun of you because you are pretending those care. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. Matt Hamilton has basically this is his White Album, folks.
I have willed this into existence.
He has been working on this since what, Friday, Alex? Was it Friday or Saturday?
It's been a while.
Friday.
Now,
He's very excited.
Now, I'm going to just, we don't have to do a whole Dr. Rutledge thing, but I just would like to point out Dr. Rutledge here. This is classic diversion. Like, Matt Hamilton does not want to talk about Aaron Rodgers, and so he is basically gone head over heels, bent over backwards to make sure he is not talking about Aaron Rodgers. Because, Alex, we had the idea we could do this bracket about best Aaron Rodgers moments. But Matt said no.
Yeah.
Well, they need more context. Like, we'd have to find videos of the moment so people can go and look at them. Like, you can't just like write in a moment and then assume everybody who's looking at it remembers. Everyone's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And if they don't, that just means that the other one's going to move on or get the vote.
All right, before we get to your passion project here,
yes.
844-770-3776. Rutledge is an idiot guy chimes in. Maybe talking basketball isn't a good idea. That's a good point, especially two teams that are not playing anything meaningful in college basketball right now with Wisconsin and Marquette. Take a deep breath, Jim. Drink some milk. That did remind me. I've been watching the show Barry on HBO. I don't know if you guys watch the show Barry on HBO. Stars Bill Hader, big Bill Hader fan. But it's just like a cutaway scene of there's a girl walking by and you hear her talking on the phone to her friend. She goes, just another bad date. Immediately, I knew it was bad because we went out to dinner and you ordered a glass of milk. And I don't know if we can pull the audio because I don't know how to get. Like, I can get HBO Max.
They're
on the
not in
computer
Wisconsin.
Here.
If they were in Wisconsin, that would have been. They probably would have been married by now.
Oh God, at 19,
maybe.
Because people in Wisconsin have milk at their weddings because they all get married before they're 21. So, is that on your Wisconsin bracket? Getting marrying your high school sweetheart?
No, it is not.
What about having a cow or a calf named after you?
Named after you? No, that's more Wisconsin than even me. Alex Strofe is making big strides at being the big Wisconsin guy on the show.
All right, go ahead and tell us what you got cooked up here.
All right, so in honor of the bracket season, I decided I would put together a bracket, but not for sports teams in per se, but I'm naming this bracket the That's So Wisconsin bracket. Now, we're just going to put out a poll 2 times a show. We'll do another one at the top of the hour. I'm going to give you the matchup, and I want you to vote which one is more Wisconsin. And then that team will move on, and we'll narrow it down. What's the most Wisconsin of this list?
And these are all Iron Jock poll questions. Just put these at Jim and Matt, Alex. Thanks. All right, go ahead.
All right. The 1 seed in the North bracket, we've got a Green Bay Packers game. And all that encompasses. Mm-hmm. And that's going to go up against the bottom seed in this pool, the EAA Oshkosh Air Show. What's more Wisconsin?
All righty, there you go. 844-770-3776. You want to chime in on that? What's more Wisconsin, the EAA Air Show or the Green Bay Packers?
We will post this poll at Jim and Matt. I will retweet it. And let's get this going. I'd like to see at least 60 votes per poll.
All righty.
That's a low bar. That's a low bar, people.
And
we're guaranteed 3 because I know all 3 of us are going to vote on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. And he's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. And there's at times.
Wait, so is that it?
Yep.
That's all we're doing?
Well, I'm going to do another one at the top of the next hour.
Can't wait.
And we'll do 2. We'll do 2 a day for the rest of the week.
All right.
It's going to be awesome. Don't poo-poo my fun ideas.
I'm not. We put it on the air. You willed it to happen. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sometimes I do get executive producer decisions, and this is one of them.
This was very important to you.
It was.
Yeah.
And Alex and I decided let's let Matt cook.
Let Matt cook.
And there you go.
Yes. So
I'm going to retweet this, and we're going to get votes up the wazoo.
Hey,
boys.
Jim, would you rather go to a Packers game or the EAA Air Show?
I know what Jim would rather do.
Hey there, bud. Where would you rather go to?
I'd actually ready to go to the Packers.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love the Packers.
Oh.
Packers are my life.
I just love drinking a good cold Coors Light out in the Lambeau Field parking lot.
I mean, the EAA is good for Wisconsin, but
it's a pretty fun. The planes that they bring in there.
Brings in a lot of classic planes and
it's cool.
A lot of visitors.
I used to go there with my grandpa. He loved it. He was He was from Illinois, but he loved coming up. He'd take me and my brother up there.
You guys are poo-pooing on it. I don't think it's going to be a clear runaway. I think the Packers win, but I don't think it's just going to run away with it.
Right now, 75% of the people would rather go to Lambeau Field.
Brad chimes in Packers game. 844-770-3776.
You guys are ruining my game.
We're adding some spice to it.
Give it a little emphasis.
Ope, you upset, Ope? I've never used Ope in real life. I don't know how to use it.
Oh, before you would
excuse me,
say
bud.
sorry, yeah. Like, oh,
Excuse me, bud.
So separately with
Yeah,
the accents here, I didn't grow up or live anywhere that
I
truly
can't get
had
rid of it.
that they have these accents. Maybe parts of Milwaukee when I watched the Dahmer movie they had, but it's almost more of Fargo than where in Wisconsin does this
Up north.
accent
Up north.
exist?
Near the border.
It's got to be way up there
yeah.
because now like you go to Minocqua or Hayward or
Manitowoc Waters,
Eagle River, any of those places. Most of the time, it's either people from Illinois, or people from Milwaukee or this area who have cabins up there, and we don't have the accent. So I honestly have not run into an accent like in the wild, and I would love to. I would love to run into an accent in the wild.
Whenever I had like West, and especially when I'm like California, Arizona, that kind of time, like everybody says I have a thick accent.
See, I think they're putting that on you because when I was in Florida,
it's like, oh,
when I met people, they were disappointed. They're like, "Oh, I thought you were going to have a Wisconsin accent," and that was not like they were actually disappointed. Like you don't have like basically the Fargo accent. I think is what people tie to it.
Yeah.
Now I think Stephen Avery, like when you watch that documentary on Netflix, that area heavy in the accent wherever that was, Manitowoc.
Yeah,
that was a heavy accented area. 844-770-3776. Is the Wisconsin accent overblown?
Yes.
I think it's just not a thing anymore. And I think Fargo, even though it took place in Minnesota, made it worse. We all have certain things. I'm sure the way I say Minnesota or bubbler or things like that. But the actual accent, I don't think is probably 30% of the population in the state.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close. I wish Alex had that accent.
Oh, me too, bud. Could you imagine all the chicks I would pick up at the tavern?
I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
Can you do the Ho Chunk read with can you do your when people call over to Ho Chunk, they get to hear Alex Strofe on the line.
Yeah.
And so
oh my gosh, you guys are going Canadian on me right
now. Little bit, Jimmy. Let's calm down there. Calm down there, bud.
Oh, sorry. So can you give it to us?
Sure. So when you call up Ho Chunk Gaming, Madison, my friends over there, you call 800-746-2486. You'll get me saying, "Oh, hi there, bud. Thanks for calling Ho Chunk Gaming, Madison." "Oh, hey there, bud. Thanks for calling Ho Chunk Gaming, Madison. Home of the smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area, bud."
We just say "bud" after every sentence.
Ope, what'd you win there? A big jackpot? Only at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
No, that's where winners go. Is Ho Chunk Gaming Madison? So go be a winner. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Oh my God, you guys are the worst.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Olson Toon has been customizing both residential and commercial outdoor living spaces since 1997. Matt Hamilton here from ESPN Madison. For over 50 years of combined experience in their management and design teams, Olson Toon has become one of Wisconsin's premier building and landscaping outdoor living firms. Landscaping and maintenance, irrigation, concrete work, pools, and more. If you have an outdoor living need, Olson Toon is here to help. Go to olsontoon.com to get started on your home project today. That's olsontoon.com.
When you open up a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, you're opening up more than just doors. You're unlocking potential. The potential to do your own thing, be your own boss, and steer your own success. Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van owners live, work, and play out their dreams, no matter how far off the beaten path it takes them. Because they know there's nothing like taking your own route and reawakening that spirit of adventure that lies within all of us. 16 body types, your choice of a gas or diesel engine, and thousands of ways to customize. A Sprinter van, capable and versatile enough to help drive your ambitions, wherever you want to take them. So go ahead. Now's the time. Unlock your potential. inside a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
Get ready, Badger Nation. Day of the Badger returns March 28th and 29th. This online Day of Giving event celebrates all things UW, but it won't be a party without you. So plan now to join the philanthropic festivities. Whether it's contributing to a university cause that you're passionate about or sharing your pride, Badger Nation selfies on social are invited, and everyone should jump in on the fun March 28th and 29th. Visit dayofthebadger.org to learn more about this party with a purpose.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
They do whatever they can to make sure that you're set up for success, both within the career and just in your personal life as well. The benefits that are offered here are honestly some of the most insane benefits that I've ever seen. They're paying for people to go to college. They invest in the employees as human beings. I've never seen anything like that.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
That's when
2,000 pounds. A big shaking up the ground. It was the Boys Night Out. After secretly, I'm on the wrong line. That's right. Just for Outdoor Magazine. Do they still play that song on the radio?
Yeah, I mean, occasionally, I guess.
During deer hunting season, I would imagine.
For sure.
844-770-3776. I'll be honest, I listen to our station, I listen to ESPN 1000, and then I stream whatever music I want to hear. So I have no idea what happens on the radio in Madison. I don't know why anyone would just listen to music on like a regular radio station. In the Madison area, you can just listen to what you want for like $9 a month on Apple. That's not a ad. I'm just saying that, like, just listen to what you want to listen to.
Which is us.
And I fired up, it's either us or I fired up the 30 Point Buck. There was a group I used to listen to as a kid. I had a tape, Shad Rap. Have you ever heard of Shad Rap? No. They have It Takes Two barrels to take a big buck down.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a lot of, they were more modern. Some hip-hop songs and updated it. They took the song Girls from Beastie Boys and did a song about beer. Ooh. So, that was my Wisconsin upbringing there. We have what is this called, Matt Hamilton? What are we doing? Your bracket?
That's So Wisconsin bracket.
Yes, that is up at Jim and Matt if you are so inclined to vote there.
I just tagged the EAA Air Show. I was like, you want to chime in on this?
Who
knows? They might come back and win it if they tweet it from their account. They have some passionate fans.
Do they?
They do, and the Packers
what
aren't going to retweet it.
Of their fans for EAA, how that has 79,000 followers is beyond me. The EAA, because what percentage of their fans do you think are actually like online?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because I think of the EAA.
Oh, you have to be for flight trackers and stuff. Probably a lot.
Is that what? Okay, because I think of like the actual EAA air show.
Yeah,
is for olds to take their grandkids to.
A little bit, but there's plenty of people that are aviation enthusiasts. I got a buddy who's got a plane that comes to that every year and flies, and he's super into it. But he's also like into the Packers and other things. Like, it's not like he's a total nerd. He just is a pilot.
There's nothing nerdy about being a pilot. I wish I could be a pilot. It's just very niche.
Oh, it is very niche, but it's like it's one of the biggest air shows in the United States.
Wait. You both just said that word the same way. Say it again.
Niche.
I say niche.
It's not niche.
Are we doing this one again?
Well, I've heard niche. So that one I'm okay with. But what did you say?
I said niche.
You both said
he puts a T in it.
Yeah, there was a T.
I said niche.
You said niche initially.
I said niche.
You both said niche.
You didn't.
Niche.
Yes, niche.
Okay, go on.
All right. Strophe.
If I did, I totally mispronounced it.
Strophe.
Yeah, congratulations.
I got news for you.
Did you tell your girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Your father now?
Oh, God. She's been replaced on my phone. Check out my lock screen.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go on the stream.
Shout out to Daryl and Deerfield.
I'm going to meet baby Strophe later this week.
Oh, you are, huh?
We're working on the date and time, but yeah, later this week I'm gonna go meet baby Strophe up in Deerfield.
Do you know where Deerfield is?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Not far from Sun Prairie.
There you go. Brett Leclerc chimes in. Let me think. Packers game.
Yeah. Thanks, Brett. We know this was the 1 seed versus the 8 seed in the North bracket that I have set up.
What are you going to tell us next?
No, wait, don't. Let's not spoil our.
Well, fun. Don't tell us what it is. But what's the matchup? Is it the 4-5 or is it the 1-8?
I'm gonna go to the 1-8 in the South.
Oh boy, another blowout.
Well, I mean, I could go a different one. I could go a closer one.
Hey, you know how they do like the scheduling for March Madness? They make sure to always put some fun games on each day.
All right. I will do 2 from one side of the bracket, and then tomorrow we'll do the South
there
side.
You go.
There we go. See, you're being the radio guy. You get it. I don't get it yet. I needed your guidance on this.
Clearly.
And that's our show.
You know what? Give Matt credit.
Green Bay to me.
This is one of the most radio traditional things we've done ever. So, Matt, you know what?
It's just something I want to do. It was like a rite of passage.
I got to be honest. It's the most excited I've seen Matt about anything.
Honestly, he said he's going to bring it to Scalzo and Proston. I'll be honest, they would not want no part of this. But this feels very Wildy and Tausch.
It does feel pretty Wildy and Tausch, doesn't it?
And that is your favorite show to listen to besides ours on ESPN Madison.
Well, it was because I drove to work in the morning right around 9 a.m. So
now you don't have to work till
yeah, now I don't have to work till 1. So I hear a lot of Greenberg.
Let's hear from Jason Wilde. He's up next. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
There may be snow on the ground, but now is the time to get excited about enjoying the outdoors on luxury patio furniture. Let the trained staff of the Bruce Company help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts. The celebration continues for the Wisconsin women's hockey team following their NCAA record 7th championship win over the weekend against Ohio State. Thousands of fans welcome the team back to Madison at LeBron Arena Monday night. In attendance included athletic director Chris McIntosh. Here's his message to head coach Mark Johnson and his staff.
You've won a lot of championships, but you represent what college athletics is supposed to be about.
Again, that's an NCAA record 7 championships for the dynasty known as Wisconsin women's hockey.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin allows you to customize by painting, staining, or leaving bare to complement your unique home decor. Get 0% up to 4 years at PellaWI.com.
Take your first shot at hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/play and make every moment more with FanDuel.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KESGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
We're great environmental stewards. My position at Waste Management is making sure that we don't take anything we can't take, so make sure we're not accepting anything hazardous and we're protecting the environment while doing what we need to do to take waste. I really like how Waste Management, even though it's a large corporation, they really put their people first. It's like a small family. I love coming to work every day. A lot of people can't say that.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors.
You got to chill.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
I will do my best to be as articulate as Matt was when I answer my question here about Al Lazard.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton.
All right, boys.
All right.
Take care. Be good.
With Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
We are now joined by Jason Wilde, and Matt Hamilton has put so much time and passion and effort into this, Jason. I know that if I led this off asking you questions about the Packers, Matt would be sitting here like a toddler trying to jump in when their parents are trying to talk, wanting to ask you this question. So, Matt, why don't you just go ahead and lead off with Packers reporter Jason Wilde with what you feel is the most important question of the day.
Well, first off, Wilde, have you ever had an idea and just were really chuffed on something and then you come in and tell everyone your idea and they really take the wind out of your sails? Because that's how I feel right now. I feel like I've got no wind in my sails or no wind under my wings, and I'm just trying to fly at the air show.
No, I've never had that happen, but I'm not surprised you have.
Yeah, well, you're a genius. I'm just hoping one day to reach your level of radio star genius. So I'm going to start and just go ahead and start with my That's So Wisconsin bracket that I wanted to do in honor of the tournament. And the first one was kind of a blowout match. It's the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. It's the Green Bay Packers versus the EAA Oshkosh Air Show. Would you like to vote for me, please?
Well, the way that the Packers are headed, I'm going to take the EAA Air Show.
Woo! See, I knew it. I told you he was going to vote Air Show.
Now, Jason, I have come to the theory that Matt is just broken. He doesn't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers anymore. He threw this idea out on Friday of like, we're going to lead with this on Monday. And I was like, okay, maybe we can make it about Aaron Rodgers moments. He's like, no, I don't want to involve Aaron Rodgers in this. So I think this is classic like diversionary tactics from Matt because he can't get into the Aaron Rodgers saga anymore. So, and Jason, I don't really want to get into it a ton, but where are we at in this Jets trade that Mark Murphy apparently might know something about, but can't tell us, even though he wants to tell us so bad, which is what I took away from his this conversation at Lambeau Field the other day. But what's the latest with this likely trade between the Jets and the Packers for Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I don't think there is a latest. I mean, I think they're still haggling over compensation. The last conversation I had with someone was that that the Jets think that the Packers' demands are unreasonable, that the Packers still want a first-round pick, and the Jets don't want to give that up. And until somebody compromises, it's going to be at a stalemate. So we'll see when, or if somebody blinks. And, you know, I would say this because the new parlor game on social media is stake your claim as to who has the leverage. Well, let's be honest, they both have some measure of leverage, and the time frames are part of that equation. Like if the Packers want draft compensation before the draft so they can get help for Jordan Love now for the 2023 season, then the leverage there is the Jets, because you get past the draft and the Packers will then have to settle for picks in 2024, which would in theory be after Aaron Rodgers plays for the Jets and makes them better than they were last season. The Jets, to me, their biggest problem is they want Aaron Rodgers in their building as soon as possible, and, you know, throwing to his new guys and talking about the offense and getting accustomed to New York and taking the pressure off of Joe Douglas and Woody Johnson because everyone knows they want Rodgers and that they don't want to be losing the back page of the tabloids and everything else. But to me, that's kind of fake leverage for the Packers because, yeah, I guess they could feel that pressure. But if we're being realistic, yes, last season went poorly for the Packers when Rodgers didn't participate in the offseason program. 2021 went pretty well without him participating in the program. 2020 when no one had an offseason program. 2011 when there wasn't an offseason program. All my arguments about Rodgers skipping the offseason program last year were predicated on he had a bunch of new young wide receivers who had no idea anything that he was going to want to do. That still applies to the Jets, but the one difference is he does have his favorite offensive coordinator now designing that offense, and if it takes them until after June to get a deal done, then the Jets will still be learning their new offense without Rodgers there, and it won't be the end of the world. At the same time, the Packers, if it doesn't get done before the draft, then have an incentive to wait until after June 1st so they can spread out the cap hit over this coming season and 2024. And then finally, in my opinion, the Packers ultimately are the ones who have the absolute worst leverage thereafter, because every day that they get closer to the first week of the regular season, yes, the Jets are still stuck with a quandary at quarterback, but at some point, they're going to have to pay Aaron Rodgers that option bonus. And then if they try to get rid of him, they're going to have to eat $75 million in cap space for 2023 and another $24 million in cap space for next year. And that you definitely don't want.
Absolutely. Talking with Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch, and you can listen to him 9 to noon here on ESPN Wisconsin. And Jason, I guess I'm asking this not with any sort of snark, but what are the Packers doing this offseason? And not that Alan Lazard or Robert Tonyan or some of these players that are walking are big losses, but they still need bodies. I mean, they need more wide receivers. They need more tight ends. You can't fill this all through the draft. I mean, are they looking at this offseason as a chance to maybe rebuild instead of reload with Jordan Love, or do you think it's still too early to figure out what they're trying to do this upcoming season with their free agency?
No, it's easy to figure out what they're doing. They're getting worse. Like Alan Lazard isn't a number one receiver, and I wouldn't have paid him, but you were better with him on your roster than not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their tight end situation, Mercedes Lewis ain't walking back through that door. I think we all know that. And now Robert Tonyan isn't either. So if you want to go with Josiah DeGuara as your starting tight end, hey, good luck. And again, I don't think Randall Cobb at almost 33 is the Randall Cobb he was in 2014. But, he was helpful to your team. Dean Lowry and Jaron Reed were helpful to your team. And so, you lose 4 starters with probably more on the way. You haven't re-signed your kicker yet. I don't know if they plan on doing that or not. Mason Crosby seemed to think he would stay, but that was almost a month ago now that he was on with Tausch and me. So they're getting worse. And, that's fine. But again, if you're going to, and part of it is the uncertainty with Rodgers and his contract and everything else. That's all part of it. But yeah, that's a pretty simple answer. They're not getting better. They're getting worse.
So given that situation with the Packers not getting better, what would the play be then for Jordan Love's 5th-year option? They have to pick that up by June, I believe.
May 1st.
May 1st. So are they going to do it? Are they going to let him prove it and try and pay him after?
No brainer. They're definitely going to pick it up. Now, I mean, I guess in theory, that's a $20.3 million price tag. It's guaranteed for that 2024 season. But look, if you're moving on to him, which obviously they are, until they have a $60 million backup this summer, which is going to be awesome. But if that's how it plays out, if he's going to be the starter, which we all agree he's going to be, you have to give him 2 years, right? You got to give him the opportunity to, just like Rodgers, you wouldn't have given up on him after 08. So it's a 2-year window for Jordan to show how good he is. I would think they'll pick up the 5th-year option, and they will not do some sort of longer-term contract. Remember, Rodgers, what was it? That was before the existence of 5th-year options, but I think he signed a 5-year deal. They tore up his existing contract after 6 games of the 08 season and signed him to an extension. Maybe Jordan has that kind of year, and by 2/3 of the way through, they don't want to have that $20 million on their cap for 2024. They want a longer term deal with more guaranteed money spread out over years. So maybe they extend them. So again, he's going to have to play well, and they're going to have to figure out ways to help him play well. But from the way the offseason has gone so far, and the fact that they don't exactly aren't flush with salary cap space, it's not like they're going to be able to build the 49ers roster that allowed Brock Purdy to be so good as Mr. Irrelevant. They're not going to have as good of a roster as San Francisco built.
Well, and Jason, that's what I was going to follow up with. I mean, looking at the team I follow, Chicago, I mean, the waters are muddied around Fields because, look, you had some dynamic plays as an athlete and some dynamic throws, and obviously as a runner, second only Lamar Jackson. But they have to figure out, and they obviously have decided they're going to give it a full run with Fields because he didn't have a lot of weapons getting open last year. So was he running because guys weren't open, or was he not throwing it because he read it too late? And if Jordan, and that was a big problem with lack of weapons along with offensive line. Now the offensive line might be fine for the Packers, but doesn't this muddy the waters for a Jordan Love evaluation if they're not going to add players around Love, or they just, otherwise it just feels like they're just going to go with Love no matter what, and they can just bargain away if the play is bad based on having too many young players or inexperienced or not good players.
Yeah, look, this is going to be a difficult year no matter how you slice it, even if you kept a bunch of guys that you thought were worth keeping and you got them on the cheap and they didn't stress your salary cap. But, I mean, in fairness to Jordan Love, Rodgers in 08 came back to a team that had reached the NFC Championship game and been a Brett Favre interception away from the Super Bowl. That is not what happened last season, obviously. The previous quarterback did throw his final pass and have it intercepted, but that's about all that's comparable. So, look, I don't have a crystal ball. I am certainly not, as I've said repeatedly, rooting against Jordan in any way. I'm just realistic. And even if Jordan turns out to be a pretty good player, I think it's going to take him a while. And so, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy asked me this morning to put the line of what their over under is for wins, and I put it at 5.5.
Wow.
I think they might go 6-11. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, Jason, that's great insight. And wasn't Rodgers 6-10 his first year? And he was great. But you said that roster was pretty loaded. He came to.
Well, and they went 1-7 in games decided by one score, and the defense. I think there were at least 5 of those 7 losses where the defense. Rodgers either got them tied or got them the lead in the fourth quarter, and the defense gave it back.
Yep.
So, kind of a misleading year there. But again, wins and losses matter, and after 24 games, the Packers with Rodgers at quarterback were 10-14, and then they won 7 of their next 8, and he was amazing in Arizona in that playoff game that they lost. And so, that's why you take, in my opinion, at least 2 years to see what you have in Jordan Love and give him every chance to succeed. But the roster that they have currently, even if they get some picks and are able to use them for this year, going to be a lot of growing pains again, I would predict. And one other thing, you made this point about explosive plays. I really like Christian Watson. Seems like a really good kid. Seems really earnest and conscientious. I do feel like we were blown away by 7 touchdowns in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have to be realistic that there's going to be ebbs and flows with his development too. And let's hold off on saying that he's Randy Moss or something.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, I know we're out of time here. There's obviously a lot of draft implications coming up. What are they going to do? Receivers, and are they going to hedge their bet on Jordan Love? We can talk about that the next time we talk with you next week, Jason.
Well, I just never got to get the rest of the bracket. Who's the 2-7, 3-6, 4-5?
You're gonna have to tune in to find out.
Is that what the dog was riled up about, Jason? Is that why your dog was barking there?
Well, we've got 2 dogs. I try to find a place where I'm away from them. I got one sitting next to me, being very well behaved, and then the other one has to bark at like the mailman or something. Like there's never a good option when I talk to you guys. It's really frustrating.
So, Jason, I am going to reveal the next seed in the North bracket at the
Jason.
top of the hour, but I'll sneak peek it for you.
What an honor. Thank you so much.
Okay, and the 2 things in the bracket are opening day of hunting versus Devil's Lake.
How did these teams even get in the tournament?
Oh, that's just on one side of the bracket. There's a whole nother list. Plus, opening day of hunting in Wisconsin's pretty big.
You're missing out, Jason. We'll make sure that you're aware of the winner, or if you want to place.
Hold on, what's he voting for?
Yeah,
Jason, I know you partake in both quite often.
I've never been to Devil's Lake, but I'm still picking Devil's Lake because I'm not a hunter.
All right, there you go.
Devil's Lake is a good family trip, Jason.
It is.
I would recommend it if you're ever down this way.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Be good.
All right, that's Jason Wilde. He also loves Matt Hamilton.
He saw himself to the door this week.
He did. He said
he loved that.
The brackets? Get me out of here.
He loved it. He asked more about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's all about it.
I think Matt is not familiar with the art of sarcasm, I don't believe.
Oh, that was not sarcastic. That was sincere.
Maybe Wilde left to go to ironjock.com and use the promo code ESPN25, right, Matt?
Yeah, he probably used the code ESPN25 to get 25% off some of the best apparel Wisconsin has to offer. Iron Jock, made with silver ion technology, will keep you smelling and feeling fresh for 150 washes plus. It is seriously one of the best Wisconsin products I've ever gotten to put on. And like Jim said, you can go to ironjock.com right now and get 25% off using the code ESPN25.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton. The bracket talk continues. Not that bracket, Wisconsin bracket. Next.
Of Leinekugels. Along with me, it was born here in Wisconsin. One of my favorite beers. I like to finish my games with a nice Leinekugels Drink Wisconsinably lager. It goes down smooth, finishes crisp, flavor the moment, available everywhere great liquor and beer is sold. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Drink Wisconsinably.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Yeah, it is. And I'm Alex Strope, your Sports Center update brought to you by the Green and Gold Fix podcast, home to the best Packers conversation from ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe, rate, and review the Green and Gold Fix podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have the Packers done much in free agency? The answer is no. What does Keyshawn Johnson of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max weekday mornings 5 to 9 on ESPN Madison think about that? That's Keyshawn Johnson over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Rich Domini, who covers the Jets for ESPN, dives into what's taking so long between the Jets and the Packers. You can read into that, like I mentioned, over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Big NIT quarterfinal game tonight. I know Jim Rutledge is fired up about that one as Wisconsin travels to Oregon. Only the 4th time these two teams have ever met. Oregon favored by 2.5, 8 o'clock tip on ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got the show.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We asked Daryl Deerfield to name the calf Strophy, and he did. So we have a photo. We did ask for that, and thank you, Daryl Deerfield, the baby cow named after Alex Strofe. Baby Strophy.
Is it a bull or a cow?
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Madison studio with Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
Well, go ahead, Matt.
That's So Wisconsin bracket rolls on. We teased it for Jason Wilde, but I'm going to give it to you guys officially now. The Iron Jock poll. This one, a little bit tighter game. This one's where the rubber meets the road. We got opening day of hunting season versus Devil's Lake Park. I want to know. State Park. I want to know which one is so much more Wisconsin. Vote now at Jim and Matt. I'll retweet it at Matt Jamilton. You'll get your opportunity to be a part of the That's So Wisconsin bracket. First time ever.
Is Devil's Lake in the northern part of the state?
I had to fit something else in here.
Kind of near the Dells.
Madison and Milwaukee.
It's near the Dells.
Near the Dells. It's like middle-ish.
Are the Dells on this?
No.
Well, dude, you missed. It's
Well,
like
I mean, I haven't even debuted the other side. We could always throw the Dells in. We
I don't
got
even
more.
like the Dells, but like it's the. Like,
You're right.
It's a giant tourist draw for the state of Wisconsin.
I can. All right, it's in for the next one tomorrow.
Brett
Wisconsin
LeClaire
Dells.
chimes in with hunting 844-770-3776.
See, this one's gonna be tight. This one's gonna be tight. Like I said, this is where the rubber meets the road. No one can really pick this one. You could get Ken Palm in here. He won't even know what to do.
Ken Palm picked FAU to beat Tennessee. Bill and Madison chimes in 844-770-3776. Best line from Shadrap is on their song Ice Fish Baby to the tune of Ice Ice Baby. Now, I'm not going to sing this, but Bill and Madison, it says signed huge Shadrap fan, Bill and Madison.
I've never heard of Shadrap.
Strofe can find it on YouTube. I know it's on like Apple Tunes. You're not going to do it? We're not getting any Shadrap. Adam Madison chimes in. Devil's Lake is Baraboo. So like I said, close to the Dells.
Yeah.
Baraboo, Dells, it's all this, like Delavan, it's all the same up there. Do you like the Dells?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, yeah?
Like, there's a lot of fun things to do. I think it's a little overpriced, and it's definitely like just jam-packed with people in the summer, but there's a lot of like great destination spots. There's some good golfing up there.
I love golfing up
Matt,
there.
aren't you off next week?
Yeah.
He's leaving. Well, this is
How are we supposed to complete this bracket if you're not here?
I'm out too. So
I am too. I'm going to be in Florida next week.
Well, then, thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Well, we'll get pretty far in this.
Matt didn't think this
We're
through.
just to the Elite Eight.
He just had to have this happen. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get this. So sometimes my wife will say, "You're only in a good mood, or you're only happy for doing the things you want to do." So I'm trying to be just a little bit more of
That sounds like you. Your
Right.
wife knows you so well.
right. So I don't want to do this, but I'm giving Matt free reign to do this. He's passionate about it.
I think we should do
And
more than 2 per day. Is
I'm-
the solution.
No, this is it for the week, and then whoever's in for us next week can do this.
Can
with
knock
Matt.
it out for us. I'll record some spots.
Oh, great.
You can cut them for me, Alex. I'll record them.
I'm not going to be here next week.
Figure it out.
Where are you
Executive
going?
producer.
I'm just going down to Chicago for spring break.
I'll
Oh,
be here.
nice.
I'll be here Monday and Tuesday as
Where
well.
are you going?
Going to Ottawa for the World Championships of Curling.
Ottawa, Canada?
Yeah. I don't know another Ottawa. It's the capital of Canada. It's like the only
I'm
Ottawa
aware.
you should know.
I'm aware. It was a joke.
Okay. Yes.
So you're going to the World Championships.
Mhm.
This is the 4 of you, or this is you and your sister?
The 4 of us.
Okay.
The
Me and my
4
sister
being
did not qualify.
Team
My-
Schuster.
Team Schuster's men's team. Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted
My
to-
sister's currently in Sweden competing at the Women's World Championships.
How are they doing?
All right. Grinding along. Lost some close ones, but they won some big ones. So still in the mix. A lot of curling left.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is curling on this Wisconsin thing?
No.
My
No.
buddy was at the.
I didn't want it to lose. I hedged my bet and was like, I don't think curling's going to take down much of these.
Matt, you'll enjoy this. My college roommate Max brought his girlfriend at the time on Saturday to the curling club championships in Wausau.
Yeah, the club nationals.
Yeah, so they went there on Saturday. He proposed to her last night, so they are now fiancés.
Nice. At the curling
Their
thing?
last date was at the curling. No, it was after that. I don't know where he did it.
Well, the Wausau's curling club's very nice.
Yes.
There's definitely romance in the air there, so that doesn't surprise me one little bit.
Yep, so there you go.
We good now?
Are you receiving a phone call?
I am.
Who is it?
I don't know. It's not anyone. It's a number. It's just numbers.
You're just numbers.
I never answer
Maybe it's
those phone
X Golf telling me that I need to get out there and take some more swings. I was out there on Sunday. I didn't get any swings in because the bays were full, and Braylon Allen and Chimray Diku were out there crushing some golf balls wearing their Iron Jock gear. But you get out there. It's still X Golf season. Get some swings in. Whether you want to play a round of 9, 18, just take some swings, get ready for the golf season. No better place than X Golf in Madison or in Middleton.
I just got a new driver. I should probably head out there and take a couple practice cuts.
You should. What driver did you get?
I got a Mizuno STX.
Awesome. I don't know what any of that means, but
I don't really know what the letters mean either.
You're
but
a big golf guy, so I will assume that's a very good club.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll see. It might be garbage because it's not me that's slicing the ball. It's the
Clearly,
club.
it's the club. It's always the club. So I did want to get to this, but we have been derailed throughout.
Oh, by what?
But yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, nothing. It's what we've been derailed by. Jordan Love.
Jim, who do you like better, Jordan Love or Matt LaFleur?
Is this another bracket?
Yeah, this is the 3 versus the 6 seed in the North region.
Don't you hijack my game.
Who's more who do you trust more to be good?
Ooh, Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, same. But Jordan Love, we did have this question, and Jason Wilde said unquestionably Packers should pick up the 5th-year option. But I want to throw this out to you, the listener, 844-770-3776. This will be our Iron Jock poll question for the day. And you can see us at ESPN Madison.
Wait a minute, what do you mean?
Well, the other is if you're the Packers GM, you're Goody. Are you picking up Jordan Love's 5th-year option? 844-770-3776. And Jason laid out some really good pointers. If you've missed any of that, you can listen back. Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin, Man, any of those great places. And basically his point is give Jordan Love 2 years. And I don't disagree with that. But I think you could work around it in the idea that Jordan Love, you can let it play out. And if Jordan Love plays average, there's not going to be a massive market for him because other teams are going to have to pay him. So let's say Jordan Love's first year as a starter, his stats are, 3,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 59 or 61, 62% completion percentage. Like, that's fine, but that's not like, oh my God, this is the next great quarterback.
Right.
And especially, let's just say the team doesn't win a lot of games and they struggle when they get in the red zone. So there's just enough red flags that you probably can get him on a team-friendly deal that ends up being the same deal of maybe it's 3 years, $50 million, but $20 million is guaranteed in the first year. You still can get that. I don't think you're going to have this massive market for Jordan Love. Let's say worst case scenario, he goes out there and he balls out. Well, you can then franchise him if you had to him, or you could just sign him anyways. But let's say he's just a dud. Well, then you can walk away from $20 million for him. You can pay Marcus Mariota $6 million, build your whole roster, and draft a new quarterback. So I'm not saying don't pick up the 5th-year option, but I don't think it's a slam dunk. So 844-770-3776. If you don't pick up the 5th-year option, you have options. That's our Iron Jock poll question. If you were running the Packers, would you pick up Jordan Love's 5th-year option?
I'm still undecided. Jason definitely pushed me a little bit more in the direction that we should pick it up because he made it sound like a no-brainer. But I mean, I feel like the Packers, they should have a halfway decent idea of what this guy's ceiling is. I know he hasn't played a ton of football, but they see him every day in practices. They've been around the guy for 4 or 3 years now. I just don't think that they're totally as blind as a fan is. They should have a pretty good idea. There's a really great draft class of quarterbacks coming up next season, not this coming draft, but the next one. I I would be reluctant to guarantee a guy $20 million, which is more than some of these veteran quarterbacks, when you could just go get like a Marcus Mariota, keep building your team, pick up a guy in that draft, let him be under Marcus Mariota until he's ready to go, and then start fresh on a guy who's in his second year of hopefully a first-round pick, potentially a 5-year deal. So I don't know. Jason's probably right that you just pick it up, pay him, and then you have the option after the next season. But if you don't want to, if you pick him up, you keep him, and then you're wondering what you're going to do with this quarterback, that's not like a good spot either.
Well,
and then you have to develop whatever guy you pick up.
Well, because here was something else chimed in there. Daryl and Deerfield chimed in. Daniel Jones is why you pick up the option, but I almost make a case that he's the reason why you don't pick up the option, because I know now the Giants had to pay him. And here's my concern if I'm a Packer fan. That Goody and them are the whole crew. They're predisposed. They're going to see. They want Jordan Love to succeed, so they look smart. They're going to put on green and gold color glasses, and they're going to spin this however you want. But Daniel Jones got paid. I honestly, if I was the Giants, I wouldn't have paid him. He threw 15 touchdowns.
Then who do you go to? That's
anyone.
The issue.
He threw for 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
They're under the impression their time to win is now, right? They
that's
put Saquon
replaceable
on the tag, but is it replaceable in 1 year? Right? He won a playoff game for you. They haven't had that since. Eli,
okay,
right?
so to your point, are the Packers? Jason doesn't think the Packers are really positioning themselves to be winners.
Not this year,
and probably not the next year. It's probably 2 years.
I agree with Jason. I think it's a no-brainer. You pick it up because then you give them 2 years. But what if? Right? Let's go with the what if.
Mm-hmm.
Unlikely scenario. Jordan Love goes out and wins 10 games.
Yeah,
you can't afford him then. And then all of a sudden you're going, oh crap.
You can afford him because the Rodgers stuff will start falling off the cap. 844-770-3776. Before we get to break, resident president of the Dells, Zena D's got some comments for Matt Hamilton.
Howdy doody to Matt Hamilton.
I'm glad you finally called back in. If I just had to rag on the Dells a little bit to get you to chime in and pay attention to us again.
I've always been paying attention. I just play in the weeds. But how dare you not consider Dells in your bracket the first overall? Dells accounts for 65% of the tourism in the state of Wisconsin alone. 65, not 50, not 35, 65.
Well, they're in the bracket.
So without
they made
they're also the water park capital of the world. I mean, what else do you want? The world, not Wisconsin, not the United States, the world. I mean, good God, man, what were you thinking? I mean, I know you're going up to Canada next week, so you might get on the hey dude, smoke the grange and not get drug tested. But hey, it's a little too early to get crazy, okay, kid?
Fair enough. Thanks for the call, Z.
That was great.
I just got shamed.
You should have gotten shamed. That's a big miss.
So who are you removing from the bracket?
Mr. Wisconsin misses on
because I'm going to tick off someone else for what I remove.
Yeah, but you missed on one of the most Wisconsin things.
Well, I had to eliminate another very
here's
Wisconsin
the list.
thing.
Here's the other part of it. He didn't really he loosely consulted us. This is Matt Hamilton's list of most Wisconsin
No,
things.
I tried to consult you. Alex, I brought him over to my desk and he immediately walked away once he saw it. You've been trying to change the game since I told you about it. And then you were finally like, Matt, you can just do it, but I'm checking out. So I don't want to hear anything from you guys because you had your option to.
No, that's fine,
give
but
me
I just want
input.
the listeners to know this is Matt. So there's probably not as many kid-friendly or family things because Matt is not a kid and does not currently have a family. So you're like,
Matt is a kid.
Yeah, but the Dells, he thinks of I'm going to Trapper's
Speaking
Turn.
of being a kid, did I hear you bury a local business yesterday?
Hell on earth. The worst place in the world. Do not go to the trampoline park near the mall. I don't know about the other one.
It is.
Well, because the other one, who knows?
Might be fine.
This one, if you want to catch some sort of disease, just go to this place. If you just want to get your kids sick, like chicken pox or whatever, just take them there. You'll just
that's pretty strong.
But that's what you used to do. If you were young, you'd be like, everyone just get chicken pox and just go. If you want your kid to get your last,
never heard of a chicken pox party?
Yeah. Before the chicken pox vaccine, you just one kid would have it, and you'd bring other kids over, so they all get it and be done with it.
But
because you don't want to get chicken pox as an adult, right? Because it's way worse. So they say get it as a kid. So when one kid would get it, it wasn't like a big deal if everyone else got
So
it.
now kids don't get it anymore. I mean, I didn't even. My wife told me this. Like, yeah, the kids are vaccinated.
Yeah,
for
I'm
chickenpox.
vaccinated for pox.
Yeah, so they won't have it. So
I've got a scar on my forehead from picking.
I got
at
one
a
on my
chicken
side.
pox.
What do you know? Instead of being scarred and just having
disfigurements,
and chicken pox disease parties, you could just get vaccinated. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here. And whether I'm in the gym curling dumbbells or out on the ice curling stones, Iron Jock is my go-to apparel to stay stink-free. Their state-of-the-art silver ion technology is guaranteed to keep you feeling fresh and provide odor-fighting protection for as long as you own it. As a Wisconsin-based company, Iron Jock provides high-quality performance apparel that's designed from the inside out. Visit ironjock.com to get your Iron Jock apparel and use code ESPN25 for 25% off. Iron Jock. It's what's inside that matters.
Choose your summer adventure job at MSCR. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation is now hiring for summer positions, including day camp and youth program leaders, outdoor adventure staff, support staff for individuals with disabilities, sports instructors and officials, and more. Full and part-time positions with daytime and evening hours available. No matter your interest, schedule, or location, there's a position for everyone. At MSCR, you can make an immediate impact in the community and gain meaningful experience. Start your summer adventure today. Apply at mscr.org.
North and South Seafood and Smokehouse is the official barbecue and seafood and smokehouse of Rutledge and Hamilton. Make sure to listen every Wednesday for your chance to win a $50 gift card to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse in Madison, Verona, and DeForest. North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Wisconsin's best choice for roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors. I know they're the trusted local experts who consider customer service their number one goal, but don't just take my word for it. Jake and Dawn are both recent customers who left 5-star reviews for the outstanding service and quality of work on their projects. Get a free estimate for your home project today by logging on to ridgetopexteriors.com. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. We're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Jim Rutledge here to tell you about X Golf Madison, and the most important thing that you need to know is that X Golf Madison is for everyone. Heck, I golf there. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a new golfer, or in between like me, X Golf Madison is going to be fun for you. They have a full bar, excellent service, great food, and the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world. You can play one of their 50 courses available, take lessons from a PGA pro, hit the driving range, or even join a league. Stop by their East Madison or Middleton location today, or visit them online at xgolfwisconsin.com.
You may have heard about the new Lake Ridge Bank. Well, did you know that it's not actually a new bank at all? Lake Ridge Bank is State Bank of Cross Plains and Monona Bank, merging into one. Lake Ridge Bank is a new name, but people don't bank with a name. They bank with people, people they trust, the service they enjoy, and the products they need. That's Lake Ridge Bank. The name is just the beginning. Visit us online at lakeridge.bank.
Member FDIC. You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. What if I lose?
Probably should clear this up before we get to throwing stones. We've thrown out Marcus Mariota's name a few times. We are both aware that he is currently on the Eagles. We were talking about the hypothetical situation that, let's say you don't pick up the fifth-year option for Jordan Love, which means after next season he would be a free agent. So let's say he just has a mediocre year. You could be competitive by signing a guy like Marcus Mariota, who signed a one-year deal with the Eagles in 2024, not in 2023.
Right, not for next year.
Speak for yourselves. I had no idea Marcus Mariota was on the Eagles.
Oh, really?
I had zero clue of that. So much has happened in the last 2 weeks.
I texted you that because it's getting closer and closer to Mitch Trubisky coming to the Green Bay Packers.
I think Mitch Trubisky might come to the Green Bay Packers.
He's a perfect signing for the Packers.
He would be.
Absolutely.
Matt Ryan's more intriguing to me, but I don't think it's realistic.
But why would you want? I mean, Matt Ryan.
We need a veteran in the room.
Mitch's the veteran, though.
Matt Ryan, more of a veteran.
Mitch have more playoff appearances in the last 5 years than Matt Ryan?
In the last 5 years, you are cutting it very close because Mitch Trubisky's were in what, 18?
Yeah.
Which was 5 years ago. And wait a minute. Ryan went to the Super Bowl in 16-17 off or postseason, which was what, 7 years ago now? Holy smokes, that's weird. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying.
No.
I just want it to happen.
Yes, you're right.
Chris Manitowoc Waters chimes in. Pick it up, even a starting QB with a who is $20 to $32 million starting quarterback. That's going to make around $20 million a year. So Chris Manitowoc Waters chimes in that I'm going to disagree with it, though. Again, you could sign a Mitch Trubisky type next year and pay him $8 million and just reset everything if Jordan Love bombed out. So you're not out $20 million for Jordan Love. Not committing too long to a guy who has – in practice, Matt, you're not wrong, but we are talking about practice and not games. And we are going to talk about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Best happy hour in town. Sizzle, swizzle, and swirl. Happy hour. Go out there, enjoy a fantastic old-fashioned or whatever cocktail that you're in the mood for today. Take a date night out there, family dinner out there, a corporate event, whatever it is, Lee has you covered. And if you're just going to the Horseshoe Bar for their happy hour, say what's up to Kevin. Let's throw some stones.
The guys live in glass houses, but that's never stopped them before.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
It's time to throw some stones.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
On Rutledge and Hamilton, brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, it is time to throw some stones here on Rutledge and Hamilton. Each and every day I scour the interwebs to figure out what the heck has happened. In the last 24, I've got questions. Jim and Matt have answers. I'll score them throughout, and at the end, we will crown a winner of Tuesday's edition of Throwing Stones. Fellas, quiz time. Pop quiz.
All right.
I actually want you to put your brains together here.
Do you know the line? I'm just going to throw out a
What the hell are we doing here?
Pop quiz, hot shot. You know what that's from?
No idea.
Speed. Movie Speed.
I have a pop quiz for you guys.
Hot shot.
Hot shot.
Good to be back. 4 teams in the NCAA men's tournament and women's tournament. 4 colleges made the Sweet 16 in both tournaments. 4 colleges made the Sweet 16 in both the men's and women's tournament. Name the 4 teams.
Between the two of us?
Between the two of you.
I think UConn.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's correct. Oh, whoa, that was loud. That's correct, though.
Tennessee.
Tennessee
is correct. There's 2 left.
Stanford's not doing it in the men's, so
also not in the women's. Got knocked out.
Ooh,
okay, there
one
you go.
seed, yeah.
Again, Baylor's out. They're usually pretty good. So wait, no Louisville because I just saw the whole thing.
No, they didn't even make it in the men's.
Oh, Texas. You're right. But I'm just trying to think out loud of women's team I know that are advancing in the tournament here. Is kind of more what I'm getting to. So, who's in the men's tournament? We got Sweet 16.
You got UConn and Tennessee. You got both the 4 seats.
Okay, so UCLA. That's not a bad one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
UCLA is correct.
All
Yeah,
right.
you've got 1 left.
All right.
Let me know if you need a hint.
So there's what? There's Houston. There's Alabama. Should we just throw one out there for Alabama?
Sure.
Alabama?
Alabama's incorrect.
Okay, give us a hint now.
All right. Your hint is that on the women's side, this team has 2 of the highest NIL earners in all of college sports.
Okay,
One of the women's team has 2 players on their team that is 2 of the highest NIL earners in all of college sports.
That's like what? There's not going to be Creighton or Xavier. That's not going to be a thing. Who else is? Who are we? Michigan State. FAU is not going to be in that. Who is Alabama?
FAU is you're getting warmer with FAU.
Okay, so now we're probably thinking of a
Florida or South team.
Well, so trying to think who is
Miami has moved on.
Oh, there you go. Go with
Miami.
Miami is correct. The Cavender twins
Ah.
at the University of Miami. They recently had an NIL hiccup. The first ruling by the NCAA was made against the Cavender twins. They were originally suspended for the NCAA tournament, but they appealed, so they get to play, and they've advanced to the Sweet 16.
Well, that's good. I mean,
they got brought out to dinner when because they transferred. I forget where from, Fresno State maybe. They're twin sisters and make a lot of money on Instagram, etc. And they transferred to Miami. Had a dinner prior to transferring with their biggest donor at Miami, and they got in trouble for that, but not really. All right, let's move on. Today is National Fragrance Day. Matt Hamilton, what's your favorite fragrance?
Oh, well, I've got currently I'm really into a particular natural deodorant made here in Wisconsin, and the flavor is bay rum and lime, and I really like the scent of it. So that's going to be my fragrance right now.
I think the upset of the century is that Matt Hamilton wears deodorant. Go ahead, Jim.
God. Surprise!
I'm as surprised as you are.
Dude, he
Sharon.
didn't shower for like 11 days
That's
straight
right.
last year. Remember that?
That whole hair thing. The look on Marissa's face of disdain.
11
for Matt,
days,
Matt
and it
Hamilton.
wasn't not showering. It was just not shampooing the hair.
Yeah, you remember it that way. We remember it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
it
I know.
differently.
You guys are biased against me right now.
I mean, this
I'm
guy.
like Aaron Rodgers
I
in
know.
your eyes right now.
No, you're like, I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim.
I'm not a victim, but you guys are really painting me like one.
I'll go with something simple. Lavender. I think lavender is a great one. You can, sometimes if I travel, I don't necessarily love to fly, so I have a little lavender. You can smell that.
Great pick.
And put a little on the beard.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's
Jimmy wheeling, dealing, sex appealing.
There you
Come
go.
on, now,
Lavender.
Jim Rutledge. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, a little lavender bath.
Today is also National Common Courtesy Day. Matt, I want to
So
start with
you
you
just
again.
ignored that with me today, huh?
I just want to know who on this show lacks the most common courtesy.
Ooh, that's close. Normally I'd say you, but after one of our shows recently, I felt very interrupted.
Oh.
And I think that lacks common courtesy. So I'm going to go Jimmy is going to take my award right now because it's fresh in the old noodle.
Jim Rutledge, who on this show lacks the most common courtesy?
Well, I don't view it as something into the show. It's tough. I think we're all a pretty courteous bunch here.
I would agree.
Because
I don't know that I would, but go on.
Well, we say thank you. We say hello to the folks.
We do say please and thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, we're good
and,
at
we
that.
talk to the bartenders where we're at and all that kind of stuff. But I'll give it to me because mainly because you two you go above and beyond. Like mine is more of I was taught to be courteous, so you're obviously going to treat the people in the service industry or the security guards, everyone here with respect. You say hi and you do that, and I think I'm better than most on that. I will say hello and rightfully mean it. I talk to everyone around. But the two of you are much better. Is that I am horrendous at names, and the two of you are much better at remembering names. But I call out Alex Stroh for one thing though. As we think about something courtesy.
Yes.
What'd I do?
We have a bartender.
Yeah.
That's we're all big fans of that. You have, I believe, twice asked where their accent is from. And they don't have an accent, do they, Alex Stroh?
No, he has a speech impediment. And it makes him sound like he has an accent, in my defense. And he's very kind about it. And you're right.
I would say
But did you ask him twice?
Yeah, I asked him twice, and he explained it twice. And I felt so dumb the second time. But I didn't.
You were there with us both times.
No, it's just I was there for the second time.
But the second time I asked it, and he started telling the story, I was like, oh, my God. It just triggered the memory.
Because here's what I loved about it. Alex was coming in like in his bag, like, hey guys, all right. Oh, I'm gonna talk to the bartender. What are we doing here? Hey, what's your so both times
he was walking into the party like he was Rodney Dangerfield.
Right, like I'm feeling the place.
You know me, yeah.
And that's why it was so funny
Well,
because
similarly to all of us, right? Like I love to be the center of attention. I'll admit it. Right. So when I'm talking to a waiter or a bartender or wait staff, whatever, I like to create a friendly rapport. And so I figured that'd be a good place to start, right? Where's your accent from? And yeah, I just turned out looking like a giant a-hole.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Alex. I'm gonna go. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't overextend myself. But also, Alex hinted at something that I think is true. That we all love attention, but sometimes, maybe you too, but Alex just admitted to it. You go out of your way to be friendly to pull the attention back onto yourself.
I do it subconsciously, but yeah, for sure. Like I would admit that. Yeah.
Because you two are
But
far
Matt
more.
does it too.
You two are far more extroverts
For
in
sure.
the idea that when I am when I do the show and I talk to everyone, at the end of the day, it doesn't fill my bucket. I love interacting and talking to people, but at the end of the day, I'm exhausted from doing it all. And the two of you feel like you gain more energy the more people you talk to.
I would agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for me, I have the energy and I like doing it, but it also drains me because it's just not necessarily in my nature to. I don't feed off of it like the two of you do.
It'll fire a guy up. All right, last one for you guys. Fairleigh Dickinson head coach Tobin Anderson has already left. He took the job at Iona this morning. He lost on Sunday. Tuesday morning, he has a new job at Iona, which obviously Rick Pitino left to go take the job at St. John's. Fair or foul move by Tobin Anderson, taking a job less than 48 hours. His team is eliminated from their incredible run in the NCAA tournament. Jimmy, I'll start with you.
I mean, it's fair. It's unfortunate, but it is college basketball. This guy has one opportunity really to move up. Just like now, I think it's more fair than ever. Those players have an opportunity to hop in the portal and go somewhere else if they want to. Hopefully he has an assistant there that'll be behind that can take over the program. But, yeah, ideally a couple more days. But there's no way in today's media world that he could sign on for this and let it sit for a few days. So it's fair. It's just what it is. I'm hopeful that my school is holding on to their coach. They're throwing money at him and at the actual program to try to keep him around. And FDU could not do as much, and so they lost their coach.
I think it's a Fairleigh Dickinson move to be doing this early. But at the same time, there's only one more to go, and that's
waka.
Up. So I don't blame the guy, and the other school's going to try to announce, like you said, they're going to come out with it at some point, so you might as well get ahead of it and just own it. Out the door. See you later.
So you had a good line yesterday. Yeah.
That was fun. I was sitting there just waiting, and you didn't say it, and I was like, oh, he missed. He missed big.
Nobody missed. Nobody liked your joke.
Well,
your good Dickinson joke from yesterday was good. Your
good Dickinson.
Yeah, he said he'd rather go to good Dickinson than Fairleigh Dickinson.
See, Strofe doesn't like that one either.
That's a good joke.
Strofe's just a hardo. He didn't come up with it,
No,
so
that's
now
funny.
it's not
No,
fun.
that's fun.
Your joke, Kurt, that was a bad move. I mean, a bad joke.
I don't know. It's kind of a Fairleigh Dickinson move. I thought it was pretty good.
Stop.
I liked it.
Stop trying to make Fairleigh Dickinson
Christopher
happen.
Manitowoc Waters on the ESPN Madison text line 844-770-3776 says, Matt, your armpits smell like lime?
Yeah.
A sour smell? I think I would just rather have my pits smell like BO.
Bay rum and lime, and it's delicious. It smells great.
I thought, honestly, the first time I read it, I was reading casually. I thought he said that he assumed Matt's armpits would smell like barbecue.
Where the hell did you read?
Well, I looked down and saw the BO, and then I just didn't see just like I said, I saw it in glancing.
Jimmy's on a tear. That's 2 for 2 this week.
That joke did it for me, didn't it? His bad
No.
joke.
He was so in love with your lavender scent.
Lavender.
Did you hear him just like gushing all over that?
Little
Oh, Jimmy, you're on a roll right now. Keep it going.
Yeah,
Well, you know
lavender
what?
gets me going.
So- Did your mom get it for you? This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Miss any of the show? Find full show podcasts free on Wisconsin On Demand and wherever you get your podcasts.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Help us close the book on 2022. We
have some 2022 Audis still in stock and ready for delivery. You can also take advantage of 3.99% APR financing for up to 60 months on most 2022 models. Valid on select models. See dealer for details and exclusions. $18.41 a month per $1,000 finance. No down payment required. To qualified buyers through Audi Financial Services. Offer ends April 3rd. See your Audi brand specialist to set up your test drive today. If you're wanting to leave 2022 in the dust, check out our website to view the variety of 2023 models arriving daily. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Live the high life at the Nitty Gritty, the official birthday bar and home of the famous Gritty Burger. On your birthday, enjoy a free memento birthday mug and filled up with free beer, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. For more information about upcoming events and specials and to join the Nitty Gritty Birthday Club, visit thegritty.com. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968. Madison, Middleton, Sun Prairie. Check out our Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Also enjoy High Life at Deluxe, Bar Carolini, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I didn't get a haircut this weekend because I was gone. I was supposed to, so I decided not to. I said I'm gonna wear a hat until I get my grays dyed.
I don't understand any thing about gray hair. Like, gray hair looks good.
No, it looks fine for you.
Gray, I haven't put in any. I never
That's
dye
okay,
anything.
but I'm me, and I'm gonna dye my damn hair, and it ain't gonna look like shoe polish. I ain't gonna sit around and be lying, talking about, no, I got grays and I want them out.
Key, J, and Max. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm Vice President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
I need your love. You got me burning up. I think I'll call you Mrs. Valentine.
I mentioned it earlier. Matt Hamilton feeds off energy, Alex Stroh. He has a radio show that he does called Rutledge and Hamilton. And instead, he is in the bullpen here in the Spark building, just sucking in attention from everyone out there because he's not getting enough on here. And he's definitely in his feelings because his bracket.
I love how he's just standing out there paying no mind to the fact that we're on the air right now.
Like, he can't get enough attention from the thousands of people listening. He has to go out there in the bullpen and hold court out there as well. Good God, man. Just take a break for a second.
You just want the interns to be like, whoa, you have a gold medal?
Oh, yeah. This guy works it into every conversation out there. We get it, Matt.
No, he literally I think he might have a contractual obligation at some place, Jim, where he has to fit into every conversation he has. Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton here.
Yeah. You know what? And I'll give Tarek solid. Now, this is an Olympic gold medal, but he gets embarrassed when I bring up he's the all-time leader in sacks in UW history. He'll be like, oh, it was 1,000 years ago. And then Matt literally leads with, did you know I got a gold medal?
You guys are just the best.
Yes.
I love you guys so much.
Well, this is what
Me
happens
too, buddy.
when you just ditch the show to just talk to our
it's
teammates
weird.
for 5 minutes.
I had a producer yesterday that was like, hey, Matt, back in 20, it was nice. It was nice. Then I could go and mingle the way I want. And then I was warned that the show was coming back on.
It's not my responsibility to hold your hand to do your job.
I mean, another producer.
It's my
showed me how nice it could
responsibility
be.
to make sure you're doing a good job here. It is not my responsibility, whatever you do outside
One
of
would
these two
argue
doors.
if I'm not here, I cannot do a good job here, which would land under your jurisdiction.
Right. So you want me to pick you up every day then before work? You want me
That
to
would be really
want me to make
great.
sure you're
That
getting
would
8
be
hours of sleep
convenient.
every night? Want me to make sure you're eating 3 meals a day?
All
I
of
mean,
that
how far
would be
do we want to go
convenient.
here?
Go ahead and start wherever you like, and then I'll tell you how to dial it back. But I think we can get some good things out of this. Probably make the show better. I like it.
So just be Matt Hamilton's babysitter is
Yes, that's all I'm asking.
your new role there, Alex Strope. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We are presented by Coors Light. Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush the Coors Light.
Right now, 77% of you would pick up Jordan Love's fifth-year option if you were Goody. And the if you were Goody part is interesting because if I'm a Packers fan, I at least have my radar up worrying about, is Goody going to go out of his way to only see the good in Jordan Love? Because Jordan Love succeeding is the only way he gets out of this Aaron Rodgers kerfuffle at the end of Rodgers' regime cleanly. Ted Thompson had some brass onions and made the move to Aaron Rodgers with conviction. Goody is not making this move with conviction. There's no brass onions. These are just regular old onions. And they're not impressive. They're soccer player onions or something. I don't know. But it's a really inside joke I wanted to make just for Matt Hamilton. But whatever they are, I'm just saying that Goody's not ready to make this move. And
did you just imply soccer players of small onions?
I didn't imply that. You implied that.
But you said he doesn't have brass onions. He has soccer player like onions.
Well, what between brass and small? They could be like made of mahogany or wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wood onions?
What is more impressive? What kind of onions would you want to have?
Gold.
Gold. Matt Hamilton. You can't steal that from Matt. That's
fair.
It's a little known fact about Matt Hamilton.
Yes.
He's got gold onions.
It's when you win a gold medal.
They replace your glass onions with gold onions.
Gold ones, yeah.
I go with platinum personally.
Platinum.
Diamond.
You're
Diamond.
so flashy. Both of you are so flashy.
Diamond onions. Slice you up the minute you get anywhere near them.
All right.
Wow.
All right.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. The celebration continues for the Wisconsin women's hockey team following their NCAA record 7th championship win over the weekend against Ohio State. Thousands of fans welcomed the team back to Madison at LeBron Arena Monday night. In attendance included athletic director Chris McIntosh. Here's his message to head coach Mark Johnson and his staff.
You've won a lot of championships, but you represent what college athletics is supposed to be about.
Again, that's an NCAA record 7 championships for the dynasty known as Wisconsin women's hockey.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin allows you to customize by painting, staining, or leaving bare to complement your unique home decor. Get 0% up to 4 years at PellaWI.com.
Jim Rutledge here from Rutledge and Hamilton, weekdays 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison. Listen to me and Matt every Thursday at 2:45 for your chance to win some booze. And continue to listen for your chance to win the grand prize of throwing back a drink with the Rutledge and Hamilton crew. This month, we're celebrating the big tournament and St. Patty's Day with some Guinness. I mean, what better beer to celebrate some basketball and St. Patrick's Day than the official, at least I'm making it the official beer of March, Guinness.
Offering a truly unique and perfectly balanced flavor with hints of roasted coffee and chocolate, Guinness is truly the perfect pint for this time of year. Smoothly balanced with bitter, sweet, and roasted notes and exhibiting dark ruby red colors, Guinness Draught is everything it promises to be. Around 10 million pints of Guinness are served worldwide each day, and 17 million are served on St. Patrick's Day. Pull up a stool and enjoy. You must be 21 years or older.
This is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. During your next visit to Milwaukee, St. Kate is the ideal destination for any stay. Recognized as one of Milwaukee's most esteemed hotels, St. Kate offers a modern luxury experience with an artful twist. With a prime location downtown in Milwaukee's Theater District, St. Kate serves as a creative hub for the city, where every aspect of the hotel is inspired by music, painting, sculpture, and design. It's a place to discover, remember, and connect. Learn more and book your next stay by visiting stkatearts.com.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance wants to protect your dreams. So whether you're at home singing in the shower,
Every note,
or prefer singing your heart out in the car like Drew,
cruising.
you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, what do you know about Lake Ridge Bank?
Lake Ridge Bank. Oh, that's the new local bank resulting from the merger between State Bank of Cross Plains and Monona Bank.
Oh, so that's why I keep hearing about it.
It's pretty cool because since it's locally owned and operated, the deposits at the bank stay in the community through local loans.
How do you know so much about Lake Ridge Bank?
Because I bank there. You should check them out.
Visit us online at lakeridge.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stoughton Health provides comprehensive and compassionate care to Stoughton community and the entire Madison area. From our sports rehab facilities in Oregon and Stoughton to our renowned ortho team with Dr. Ravel, Stoughton Health can help. Learn more at stoughtonhealth.com.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by X Golf in Madison and Middleton.
Ridgetop Exteriors. They provide the best quality roofs, windows, siding, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. That's right, they're the trusted and recommended experts, and they consider customer service their number one priority and strive to meet and exceed the expectations of the homeowners they serve. They're local. They live and work in the areas they serve, so the people they're helping are often their neighbors and friends. You can go online right now to ridgetopexteriors.com and get a free estimate for your next home project. That's ridgetopexteriors.com.
Matt Hamilton, we had a nice catch during the break. You stayed in the studio.
I did. I didn't want to miss out again.
Didn't want to miss out on
Well, I didn't need you guys getting into onion talk again, so I thought I could keep it tight to stay here.
The yard possum from Lake Mills chimes in. If your onions are blue, you know what to do.
Let's go to a doctor.
Sun Prairie chimes in. Soccer onions are made to be kicked. Brass onions aren't made to be kicked. That's the difference.
No, there you go.
I like that.
There you go.
All right. Onion Talk on ESPN Madison. Now, this is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. And we were talking about Jordan Love before we got distracted. And I do want to circle back to the Jordan Love conversation, that I would say that there is a high level of likelihood that Goody's going to err on the side of giving Jordan Love too many chances than not enough chances. And that's more forgivable when he has a shorter contract. I mean, earlier in his contract, more leash on it, when he's not making as much money. If he's getting paid $7 to $10 million a year on a rookie deal, you have flexibility. Like, we can just look down. You guys saw it in Chicago. You look down in Chicago. Why do they keep on rolling Mitch back out there? Because he was getting paid nothing as a starting quarterback. But when they finally had to make a decision, they did not pick up his fifth-year option. He did not play well, and he went off and was a backup for the Bills, and then last year a backup for the Steelers. So that's not a luxury the Packers have. It is a good reminder that they've screwed up this process with
this whole timeline.
They've screwed up this timeline. I
don't know
that
I agree with that. Right? Like, the pick objectively right now looks like a failure. Yeah, because he hasn't played. But you maximized what you could have gotten out of anybody, right? By keeping Aaron Rodgers around for the last 3 years.
But you shouldn't have picked him. You shouldn't have picked Jordan Love when you picked him.
No, I agree with that, Jim.
Yes.
However, when it comes to the fifth-year option, I think, and I texted you guys this morning, my response was, I think it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because, yeah, you use the term luxury, right? The Packers do not have the luxury of a sure thing anymore, like they have for the last 30 years. And if Jordan Love can teach you anything about the future, before you even see him in real action, it is the fact that these things take time, right? And Jordan Love has taken 3 years to get to a point where the Packers are comfortable saying, yeah, he's our guy, right? So to give him another year right off the bat to get comfortable, that gives him 2 years, right? Like Rodgers got, I think it's a no-brainer to pick up his option.
And I'm not saying – what I'm saying is they've screwed up the timeline, because you say it takes time, but Jalen Hurts is on his first deal without that fifth-year pick.
But he was drafted the same year as Love.
Fifth-year option. He played in the Super Bowl.
His third year, yeah.
Josh Allen, rookie deal, playing deep into the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes got to the Super Bowl on his second year.
Anomaly.
Okay, Joe Burrow, Super Bowl and last year as well. 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks in the Final Four last year were on their first year. Russell Wilson is like that is the new blueprint. Ideally, to maximize a quarterback's value is to be able to make a run a year or two with them on a rookie deal.
Fair.
And so that's where I'm saying they've screwed up the timeline. I'm not disagreeing with you, but you're also making the case on why it's okay if Jordan Love looks meh and you just walk away, because you should start trying to all the conversations trying to be made about the great football overthinkers of maybe Chicago should restart the clock with Justin Fields. That's the conversation you should be having right now about the Green Bay Packers. Like, they should be restarting the clock. If they let's say they do a pick swap with the Jets and Will Levis falls, they should be seriously considering drafting Will Levis and restarting the quarterback clock. They do not have, if Goody thinks he is anything close to a sure thing in Jordan Love, based off what he saw in practice, that is GM negligence, because there is nothing out there to know for sure you can take this sort of gamble on Jordan Love, because he is now the outlier for how quarterbacks are successful in today's NFL as far as winning football games.
He's an outlier in which way? I'm sorry.
Well, the fact that he's going to be going into his 4th season, first time starting, and nobody does well their first time starting. That's just a fact of the NFL. So the issue is now you're going to have to give the guy $20.5 million for his 5th-year option, and you've got to pick that up before you even see him start a football game.
And that's
other than the Kansas City Chief game.
By no means am I saying this is the ideal situation.
But that's also your new starting point for his deal. Like, let's just say that Jordan Love has, let's just go right down the middle, that he is Jimmy Garoppolo type. So you pick up this 5th-year option, and Jordan Love looks...
That's worth it. And you're not paying him Daniel Jones money.
Okay, but you are. So let's say you pick up this 5th-year option, and that Jordan Love gets paid $20 million in year 5. But let's say that's who he is, Tannehill, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now when you try to re-sign him, $20 million a year is your benchmark. And now you have to go up from there. So automatically, you don't have a quarterback on a rookie pay scale. You're going to have to go to 20 to 25. Like, his average value, if you pick up his 5th-year option and he plays well enough to get a longer-term deal, but let's just assume not worst-case scenario, not best-case scenario, he shoots the middle. Now you're paying this guy $25 to $30 million a year to be Jimmy Garoppolo. And so you got rid of Aaron Rodgers and screwed the whole timeline to get Jimmy Garoppolo and be average. Now, the counterpoint is, you didn't win anything with Aaron Rodgers for a long-ass time, so what's the difference between not winning anything with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers? You just moved on from one quarterback who can get you to the playoffs and lose to another quarterback that can get you to the playoffs and lose. That would be the counter argument to it.
I mean, that's best-case scenario is what Jordan Love is in his first 2 years, right, as a guy that gets you to the playoffs. But I mean, you're not going to know anything. Now, we can dive into it more tomorrow, obviously, but I'm very intrigued on how you guys view that. The 5th-year option, right? Because I view it as a win. You guys seem to say, hey, if you sit out and wait, you might be able to get him cheaper, and that could be better long-term. I don't know. It's very weird.
And they're going to pick it up because they're vested, very invested in him being good. He's Hamilton. I'm Rutledge. This is Rutledge and Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
See ya.